Welcome to the More to Life podcast. I'm your host, Kate Philpott, and I'm a multi-passionate, big dream enthusiast. Here, we're all about becoming your best self and achieving your biggest dreams. Because your dream life does not only have to exist inside your mind. So, if you're an absolute boss of a woman looking for practical strategies to create your dream life, as well as an abundance of tips and tricks to level up your mindset and become limitless, then this is the podcast for you. So listen along, share a screenshot of the episode on your Instagram stories, and tag me at More to Life Kate, and I would love to shout you out. I'm so excited for you to absolutely up-level whatever part or parts of your life that you want to. It's time to get more out of your life, honey. Hello and welcome back to the More to Life podcast, episode 8. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about designing your most fulfilling life. Oh, yes, baby. And I'm going to talk about a few ways that you can do it. Like, obviously, there are millions of ways that you can design your dream life, your ideal lifestyle, but we're going to just talk about a few, I suppose, a few of the main ones. And I mean, one of them is something that people kind of think on default a lot of the time, but the other two I'm going to be mentioning are beautiful little beautiful little ways to design your life, how you want to live. So my hope for this episode is that it'll inspire you to open your mind to all of the possibilities of what you can actually do and how to create your life and design it. And also to help you clarify what it is you actually want as well, because you have full control over how you live your life. So why go to all this effort of like building, whether it's a business or, hitting goals and all this stuff, if you don't even know what the dream is and how you want to live your days? After this episode would be a perfect time, perfect opportunity to do a little vision board session with yourself, have a little brainstorming session, and just kind of put it all out there in front of you, put it all out in front of you and just see it and be like, okay, clarity, thank you. This will be fun. I'm excited for this episode. But first, we have the win of the week, and the win for this week or episode is I am really proud of myself for getting so much shit done in the last couple of weeks. Because I'll be honest about it, like I have been planning and brainstorming and creating things for this business, for More to Life, growing the TikTok and things like that for months. You know what? Honestly, it's probably about a year at this stage. And I wasn't going all in with my time on it. I was just kind of like, yeah, this will be nice. But like, I hadn't set any kind of deadline and I was very laxy daisy about it. But then I just decided, you know what? I really need to give myself a kick up the ass right now. But for some reason or another, I just wasn't pulling the trigger. So around mid-April, I realized and I was like, what am I doing? Like, More to Life is something I feel really strongly about, and it's something that I know will impact a lot of lives, and I really want to start this journey. Also, More to Life is essentially my dream career. So what the fuck am I waiting for? And from there, I chose a date. It was a random date. I wanted to launch on a Wednesday. Don't ask me why. But I said, okay, 19th of May. And that was the date. So from there, I put together a plan of like every single little thing that needed to happen before the 19th of May. And like I put together a day by day plan. So day one, this is what you got to do. Day two, this is what you got to do. Like the whole way, and it was about 4.5 weeks or so. It's probably 5 actually, but it forced me to just commit. And it felt for a while there over the last few weeks that I had really bitten off more than I could chew, and it was totally self-inflicted pressure as well. Like, but that was messing with my flow state a little bit. But then guess what? Things started falling into place. I kind of just kept going. I knew I didn't want to put it off any longer because I've been putting it off for months already. I just needed to pick a date and fucking go for it. And that's what I've done. You know, once I had one full podcast episode done, the rest kind of started falling into place. And then I could start focusing my attention on the Patreon. You know, there's already a motivational audio up there. There'll be a workshop on there soon, and there's worksheets and stuff as well. And that started falling into place. And so I'm just taking this moment to pat myself on the back because as women, and even just as humans in this day and age, when we value productivity so much, but we never stop, like we value it so much that as soon as we get something done, we just move on to the next thing. We never just celebrate our wins along the way and how fucking badass we are. So I'm taking this moment to say, you know, I'm really fucking proud of myself and how I've applied myself when I set that deadline date. So sometimes it can be a little bit scary and overwhelming. You're like, do I want to work that hard? I don't know. But sometimes you just need to set a fucking deadline and apply yourself to that shit. Because that's the only way it's going to get done sometimes. I urge you right now in this moment to pick something that you're really fucking proud of yourself for in the last couple of weeks to a month. Because I know there is shit in there and you might not be acknowledging it. So, what is that thing? Say it to yourself right now and just give yourself a pat on the back. Be like, bitch, I'm killing it. Okay, so here are some ways that you can design your most fulfilling life. And I'm fascinated to hear which ones resonate with you most and which you're kind of leaning towards, because there's certainly one that I'm leaning towards, at least for where I'm at right now in my life. So feel free to DM me which ones you're feeling for yourself. And yeah, I'm really excited to hear from you. So, the first one we're going to be talking about is Forever Home and Chill. Now, this is the lifestyle design plan for you if you value stability, friendships and relationships, and keeping all those things stable. You love your routine, like you want to go to a particular yoga class with a particular instructor or a certain cafe at the beach or, you know, whatever. Or maybe your dream job is in a specific location and it is location based, so you don't move around like every few months or whatever. And this is also for you if you know where you want to live. Because a lot of the time, if you're from a country, it's just kind of like you don't even question the fact that, oh, well, I'm just going to live in this country because this is where I'm from. But I mean, the world is your oyster in this day and age. The world is getting a lot smaller. We can travel so easily now. I mean, coronavirus times aside, but you can live wherever the fuck you want. So, what this lifestyle design plan is you buy your forever home, whether it's an apartment or a house or whatever, and that is your place. And you've no intention of moving, at least for the foreseeable future. You can still you can go on as many holidays as you want throughout the year, but this is your stomping ground and it's a place that you can always go back to, that always welcomes you with open arms. So if this is kind of giving you the tinglies in your belly, then here's an action step for you. So grab a sheet of paper and write down your dream car, your dream home, like what style of home, where is it, your ideal hobbies, your ideal holidays, you know, how bougie, how frequent, that kind of thing. And then any other living expenses that you would have if you were living in your dream home, in your dream location. And price it up. Come up with a monthly amount that it would cost, come up with and then from there, obviously, come up with an annual amount that it would cost and derive your ideal income from there. Obviously, your ideal income is probably going to be more than that because there are things you're going to want to do, like treat yourself to things and like live it up. Like you don't just want your money going towards your expenses because that's just like existing a little bit. But come up with those numbers and just see how much it is. Like a lot of the time it's less than you actually expect it to be. Okay, so the next lifestyle design plan we have is the half and half. And this is basically a way of living your life where you can fully experience one place for say about 1 to 3 years, like fully immerse yourself in it. You get the stability, you get to build up friendships and a social life and experience a new place as well. But then you move on to the next. Now, this is the method for you if you know you want to settle, but commitment is hard. You also like routines, friendships, a certain grocery store, you know, your certain yoga class, dance class, whatever it is. But you also love meeting new people and experiencing new places and new things to explore and all this. So you get to also experience it a lot more than if you were just kind of passing through the place for a few days. Like you just get to fully immerse yourself in that lifestyle. And this could be moving around the same country or all within the one continent, or you could move like all over the fucking place. Well, like whatever you feel called to, but you do stay there for a longer period of time than just like a few days, weeks, or months. So a really exciting action step for you if you're in this group is to map out like a 10 to 12 year plan, like break it down by year. You could do it in like a table or an Excel sheet or something like that, and figure out, do you want to live somewhere sunny and warm, or do you want to live somewhere cold and snowy? Do you want to live in the mountains, or do you want to live in the middle of the city? Like, have all these columns. Ooh, sorry, I just hit the mic. Have all these columns and just figure out like, where do you feel called to? And also, like, I mean, you can test out loads of different ones, and from there you'll probably end up finding somewhere that you want to stay longer term if that is what you desire. But the beauty of this method of designing your most fulfilling life is you get to experience several different places in such a full way. And maybe it will lead you to the place where you think, you know what, actually, I want to settle here. Like, I want to stay here on a longer term basis. Also, another beauty of it is when it comes to holidays. Like, you can, this is a really interesting way of traveling the world. You could settle in a particular place. Let's say you settle in Bali and you go on holidays several times a year in places all around Southeast Asia. Like it's really close to you, so it's not a big deal, but you still get to experience so many different places. Or maybe you live in Florida and you get to go on loads of different holidays around the Caribbean or, Mexico, or things like that. So you get to do it that way without wasting a whole bunch of time on like flights across the entire world. Hey girl, I'm just interrupting this episode for a little sec to tell you about the More to Life Dream Life Creation Planner and Guided Journal. I've created these tools for you so that you can really get clear on what it is you want, when you want it, and to help you put a plan in place so that you will absolutely get those things. It'll bring you through the practical side of things, creating a plan for building your fear-smashing muscle, building sustainable habits, and breaking down your goals into steps that you can actually follow. The Guided Journal is packed full of journal prompts to help you become the strong woman you are on the inside. Both are digital downloads, so you don't have to worry about shipping costs. You can type directly into them, or you also have the option to print them out if that is more inspiring to you. I've left the link for both the Dream Life Creation Planner and Guided Journal in the show notes below. Happy creating! Okay, so the last lifestyle design method we're going to talk about today is one that has really exploded in the last 5 to 10 years, and I'm sure you can probably guess where I'm going with this, but it is the digital nomad lifestyle. The thing is, with this lifestyle, you can experience anything. This could literally mean anything. So this is for you if you have way too much of the world to see to settle in a place for more than a few months to a year, and you've so much to experience, you couldn't possibly decide on one place to stay for that longer period of time because life is short and you don't want to waste time somewhere for too long. This is also for you if you love meeting new people, or maybe you just would like to build your confidence with meeting new people. And it's also for you if you love to experience new cultures, new places, like exploring new places. I love exploring new places. And spontaneity is your jam. Like you're comfortable with not necessarily having a stomping ground. You're just like, you know what, the world is my home and I'll go wherever. So if you haven't necessarily heard of the term digital nomad, basically all it means is that you live and work remotely. You earn all your income online in some way, shape, or form, and you're not tied to one location. Maybe you have commitment issues, and maybe you're fucking okay with that because there's so much of life to experience. Now, what's really exciting, this will possibly open your mind up to a whole new world of digital nomad lifestyle. There are a bunch of countries that have digital nomad visas where you can basically stay for up to a year, and you don't have the issue of like, oh, it's a working holiday visa and you have to get a job there because you tax and blah. But you do your work, whatever your online work is, or if you are living totally off passive income, and you can stay there for a whole year. Well, I mean, I'm saying a year, but I think most of the ones I looked at, it was up to a year, but I'm sure, I mean, maybe some of them are different, but yeah, the majority of them that I saw were up to a year. Obviously, do your research on the specific countries that you want to live in, but yeah, this is just really exciting because I just feel like this is the way the world is moving anyway. Like there are so many people that work remotely that like don't need to stay in one particular country. And there was always this gray area of the legalities of, you know, you do all your work online or whatever the case may be, and but you also want to just live on the fucking beach or something. But this is fucking perfect because you can do that now. And I'm hoping, I have a feeling that this is the way the world is going to move in the next couple of years. And I have a list of 18 countries here that I'm going to tell you, but well, fingers crossed that there will be more countries on this list because it just makes so much sense. So here is a list of 18 countries with a digital nomad visa. So we have Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Cayman Islands, Bermuda, Anguilla, Costa Rica, Czech Republic, Croatia, Dubai, Estonia, Georgia, Germany, Iceland, Mexico, Mauritius, Norway, Portugal, and Spain. So I feel like that's a good mix. Like there's probably something in there for everyone. And oh my god, it's so exciting that we could do this now. It makes my heart so happy. I don't know. I'm very grateful for the fact that we live in this time that this is possible. So if this lifestyle design plan is for you, here is your action step. You're going to brainstorm a bunch of countries that you'd love to live in, how you plan on getting around, and like you can go as basic or as bougie as you want. Like it's totally up to you. You could be like maybe there are a lot of people like living in a renovated minivan these days, and it's just such a cool idea, so adorable. Or if you're a bougie bitch, then maybe you want to fly first class and get a limo everywhere. Like it's totally up to you. Like you get to decide what it is. So just pick whatever it is and just start working towards that. Like the world truly is your oyster. There really is no limit here. And when you do these action steps, I would love if you just forget about all limits. Fuck limits. Like this is your one life and you're gonna go after it the way you want to fucking go after it. Grab it by the kahunas. Know that absolutely anything is possible. But yeah, from there, figure out your minimum living expenses to start living this lifestyle. And I say minimum because I'm sure you want to get started like as soon as possible. So if it's on the higher end, maybe don't start out with the higher end. Maybe start out with like public transport. Or if you're happier staying where you are for a while longer, then that's cool too. But if you are just raring to go and you want to start this life as soon as fucking possible, then you can start maybe a smaller version of it as soon as possible. Okay, so the quote of the week for this episode is, "You are just one decision away from a totally different life." Oh, I feel like I always have that reaction like after the quotes. I'm just like, oh, yeah. But I really wanted to mention this quote in this episode because you are just one decision away from living whatever this dream life that has been in your mind throughout this episode. But also know that even if you go with a certain lifestyle design plan and you start living it and you think, actually, I don't know, I'm not really feeling as fulfilled as I thought I would, you can always change. You can always pivot. You can always pick something else. And knowing this can release that fear of, you know, committing to one of these lifestyle designs and then thinking, crap, like, is this even for me at all? Like, I don't know. Know that down the line you can change things as much as you please. And that is the beauty of life. You get to choose. It's your fucking decision. Congratulations. I mean, you could end up buying what you think is your forever home in the mountains in Switzerland and it's overlooking the lakes and mountains and it's beautiful. But then when like a few years down the line, you could be like, I don't know if this is for me. Fuck, fuck, fuck. And there's always a way for a new, fresh, different life. I guess what I'm trying to say is you have the freedom to achieve your dream life, but you also have the freedom to like tap out and get another dream if you so choose. So I hope you really feel liberated at that thought. Okay, so in this episode, we have covered three major lifestyle designs. The Forever Home and Chill is for you if you really value stability, same friendships over your entire life, stability in your finances, your career, your routines, all that kind of stuff. Or maybe your dream job is in one specific location. The half and half lifestyle is for you if you're more than happy to stay in the one location for like 1 to 3 years and just fully experience it, like when you stay there for a longer period of time than just like a holiday period, you experience it in a much different way, and you probably get to explore things that the locals know, because you become a local in this place as opposed to a tourist. And you also get the beauty of being able to do that in several different places. And the digital nomad lifestyle is for you if you say fuck being a local, I'm a bitch ass tourist, and you're okay with that, and you're okay with your commitment issues, and you value spontaneity, or you just want to not commit to any one location because you're like, I've got way too many places to explore. Don't make me stay in the one location, Kate. So thank you so much for listening to this episode, and please slide into my DMs. I would love to know which of these lifestyle designs you are leaning towards. Tell me all about how you're gonna live, and let's make it fucking happen. And just so you know, this is the last of the daily episodes. So with this launch, I've been uploading, as you know, every single day episodes of the More to Life podcast, and from here on out there will be episodes every 2 weeks, and maybe the odd bonus episode, which will probably be audio only because it is kind of easier to do that. But once we hit our goal of 50 patrons, we'll be moving to every single week because I will hire an editor and I won't be doing it all myself. And just so you know, you can be in any of the 3 tiers for your patronage to count towards that goal. So even if you just go with the most affordable option, the Enlightened tier, that still counts towards the goal of 50 patrons. All right, let's leave it there. And of course, don't forget, you are just one decision away from living a totally different life. Go get it, girl. I'll see you next time. Well, thank you so much for listening to the More to Life podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure being a part of your day. And listen, if anything at all resonated with you or was particularly valuable, you'd be doing me a massive favor by leaving a 5-star review on iTunes, and of course, sharing the podcast on your Instagram stories. Make sure to tag me at More to Life Kate, and I will repost on my own stories. Don't forget to check out the show notes for all the links and resources. And again, if you want more in-depth, actionable content, feel free to pop over to patreon.com/more to life, which is also linked in the show notes. You'll gain access to exclusive, value-packed workshops, motivational audios where I'll absolutely kick your ass into gear, and a lot of other goodies too. I'm so grateful to have you here. See you next time.